I mean, I'll send the video on my YouTube channel. Then when the video is available, then I'm gonna send you guys the link so that you can go and watch the recordings. So I think we can start. I hope you can all see my screen. Okay, let's start. This one. So like I said, I'll focus on the calculation. So meaning I'm gonna focus on the questions that are based on chapter 2, because you saw that chapter 1 is theory questions. So you must make sure that for tomorrow's test, make sure that you know chapter 1. So now on my side, I will focus on chapter 2 and chapter 3, the calculations. Like I said, if you don't understand maybe the theoretical questions, you can just send a message to one of the admins in the group, or you can also send it to me, then I can help. So yeah, let's see. So this is question 1. So if you want me to send the question paper in the group, let me just send it now. 2024 question paper. Let me just send it now. Send it now. See. Okay. You let me know if you're able to see this. Let me just do this. Should be available now. Okay, let's the group. Yeah, it's available now. The question paper. Can be able to this. All right, now I was saying for question 1. Question 1 based on chapter 1. And I said I will focus on the questions that are based on chapter 2 and chapter 3, because you so that your test will be based on chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So now I will advise you all to make sure that you understand because chapter 1 is basically theory, chapter 2 and chapter 3, because it's calculations. If you don't understand, there are other student assistants that are available for consultation. Even on my site, are also available for consultations during the week. So you can also send, like I said, you can also send a message to one of the admins, or you can also send it to me and book my consultations. There's one-on-one consultations at the campus. There's also also group consultations where you guys can come as a friends or as a group, so that you don't struggle with the content. So yeah. So question 1 is based on chapter 1. So already you can see the reason why I can explain the theoretical questions. You can already see the answer here for the theoretical questions. You can see. So I'm gonna focus more on the calculations, because you'll be given a scenario and then they tell you that answer is equal to maybe 42. They say it's option 2. So that one you can't claim, because you need to do the workings for you to get the answer. So this one is chapter 1, and even question 2, chapter 1. Then question 3, chapter 1, and also question 4, chapter 1. Wait. Okay. Now question 5. This one is chapter 2. It's also theory 1. Then even the question 6 is also chapter 2, also theoretical questions. Then now we will start from question 7. But if it happens that on your side, when you go through question 1 up until question 6, and there's maybe some statement or something that you don't understand, you can just take a screenshot, or you can just take a picture, then you send it to me. Then after the session, then I can assist you with the questions, because I want us now to focus on the calculations. So let's look at this question 7 here. So this is how you analyze the questions when it comes to the calculations. So when we look at question 7, it says a simple random sample of size 5, which is this one, 5. Now the question is, this 5, are they talking about, since you guys do chapter 2, are they talking about small letter n, or are they talking about capital letter N? So anyone? Anyone wants to?
Capital letter N.
Yes, it's someone saying capital letter N. And then what do you guys think? Is it going to be the small letter N or a capital letter N?
The letter N.
So you guys are all saying that it's capital letter N.
I believe it's a small letter.
Okay, so I'm gonna say small letter. The thing is, before I give like I'm a student the answers to say that okay, the answer will be this. This is how you get the answer. I want us to discuss to make sure that you all understand. Because the aim here is to make sure that you guys understand the basics, because you can't do calculations without understanding the basics. And I know that it's multiple choice, even that all your test and the exam is multiple choice, but we don't do that thing of cramming. Because I know that in high school and other modules, it's easy to cram. This one, trust me, it's not easy to cram. And another thing, with regards to the part of shading, because they're going to give you guys a multiple choice card. You use a pencil. You don't use a pen for that thing. You use a pencil to shade. Because if you use a pen, then it's wrong. That scanner machine won't be able to read your thing. Then it's 0. So you use a pencil. So let's see. Okay. It says a simple random sample of size 5 is taken from a population of 2,000. So we have a population of 2,000 people. So if I have something like this, let's say this is our population, which is 2,000, according to the question, 2,000. Out of this 2,000, they took a random sample of size 5 that is taken from that population, which will be small letter n. So now small letter n will be, let me write it here so that you can also write it down. The small letter n will be the sample size. This one, sample size. So when they say a random sample, they are talking about small letter n. The capital letter N will be the population. This will be the population. But the population size, I can also write the population size like this. The population size. So I hope now we can all see the difference. Okay, it's fine. The population size. So look at the question. A simple random sample of size. They're talking about a sample size. A sample size, they're talking about small letter n. Then a population size or a population, we're talking about capital letter N. Meaning, out of 2,000 people, they took a random sample of size 5. Okay. So do you all follow me? Or do you have a question before we continue? If you don't understand, please let me know before I continue. Because I know that some of you guys are shy to ask AMA questions, but remember, at the end of the day, now this is your career. So if you feel like you don't understand or you're shy, just use the emoji of raising up a hand, and then I can be able to assist you. If you guys send AMA messages in the chats, I won't be able to see them because they're gone. So yeah, do you all understand before we continue? And I
Yes.
think, all right. And I think, can someone please help me admitting others? Okay, so let's continue. So now, but they say we must use the following random numbers to determine the number of the third person. You see, with this kind of questions from chapter 2, the calculations, it's just free marks. I'm going to give you the strategy like I said. So they want us to determine the number of the third person to be included. Third person to be included. So, okay, let me just do this. So you can be able to identify the number of the third person to be included in the sample. Okay, look at this instruction. Start at the first number. You must read from left. You must read from left to right. Okay, this is without replacement. So this thing of without replacement, it means if I have, let's say I'm busy counting the number of the people, and I have, let's say I have 1,000 from, let's say on the second person I have 1,000, then when I check again on the fourth person I still have 1,000. I'm not going to write it because it's without replacement. We don't repeat numbers. So this is what you do. You can see the question is based on the simple random sampling from chapter 2. So we are going to use the population size to check the number of those people, né? 3 of them, third person. I'll focus on the third person. Né? But how do you determine it? By using the population size. You don't use 5, you use 2000. So it means now, if capital letter N is equal to 2000, like this, 2000, like this, it's how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers. Né? And when you check here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Né? Okay, check. So our aim is to focus on 4 numbers, but remember it's 2000. So the numbers that you're going to select, or the numbers that you're going to choose, make sure that they don't exceed 2000. Because if I have, let's say for example, I have 2.5, 2.5 it's more than, so we're not going to choose that number. So let's start and see. So the first random number here, remember we're focusing on 4 numbers, né? And they must not exceed 2000. So it's 1659 here. 1659. So the question is 1659 greater than 2000 or it's less than?
Less than.
Okay. So we're going to take this one as the first person. So if we are given a question and then maybe you must determine the number of the first person to be included in the sample, you are going to take 1659. Ne? Always use population size. Ne? You don't use the small letter n, which is 5. Use the population. Okay. All right. Now let's continue. I don't know what's happening with this thing. Let me just try to change it quickly for it. Let's continue to the second number and see. I'm gonna change this because the problem might be 3. All right. Let's see. So now, since now we have 1659. Let's do it like this. 1659. Now we have 9172. 9172. The question is, it's 9172. Is 9172 more than 2000?
Yes.
So we're not going to take this one. It's out. 9172 is out. Remember, 44. The numbers that you're going to take next should be 44 for numbers. Okay, now let's go to another one. It's 9172. So we're going to take 5479. So it's 5479, which is 5000. Is 5479 more than 2000?
Yes.
It's more than. So you cancel this one. 5479. Then we go to 1137. It's 1137. So this one is less than 2000. So this will be the second person. This one, 1137, because it's less than 2000. Then we go to 2589, because again it's 1137, 4 numbers. Then 2589, it's more than 2000. So we're not going to take this one out. Then now we're on 1851. It's 4 numbers. 1851. It's less than 2000. So this one will be the third person. Look at the question. Determine the number of the third person to be included in the sample. What is the third person? 1851. That will be your answer. That's why you see that the answer is option B, 1851. So that's how you get the answer, like when you are dealing with a simple random sampling. So any questions before we continue? Any questions? So you're all good now. You're all sorted. You don't have more questions. All right. Okay, that was question 7. And I hope we all understood. Trust me, you will see this kind of questions will be there. The one where you're given the random numbers and then they tell you determine the number of maybe the 5th person to be included, the 2nd person to be included in the sample. So if you don't understand, please let me know before I continue to question 8. Right. Okay, let's see. Right, let's look at question this one. What is this? Question 8. This one, question 8. Okay, so let's look at the scenario. It says that use the following information to answer question 8 and 9. So it says the employees of ABC Bank are asked to complete questionnaires concerning the service provided by their data analysts. Okay, then the employees population of that ABC Bank in the country, it's 448,000. The population is 448,000. Now they divided the data into 3 strata. So strata number 1 is this one. Strata number 2 is this one. Number 3 is this one. You also have the total. So this capital letter N here is the population size. Or 1 is the population size. So now, here when you check, the question is based on what we call the stratified random sampling. The minute the data is divided into 3 strata, then that's just mean that you're talking about the stratified random sampling. And with the stratified random sampling, there is a formula that we are going to use. And I think you guys are familiar with the formula, the one that we are going to use now. Okay, I'm going to show you the formula. Now let's see. We have for NC, we have 221. Then for NR, the NR for retail, we have 86,000, then 141,000. Now, here, this NC, NR, NW, what you call the population size of each stratum. So when you look at the formula, you'll see something like capital letter NI. I'm going to show you the formula. This capital letter NI, those are your population size of each stratum. It's not a population size because the population size is total. But the minute I say the population size stratum, it means that for each stratum, for NC, that's NI. We have capital letter NI and we have the capital letter N. This one is the population size. The total of when you add all your stratum size, the population stratum size, you get your population size. But for NC, that's the population stratum size, for NR and so on. So the formula that you're going to use, okay, let's look at this one. This side, we have the sample size for N, small letter NC. We know that small letter N, we talked about it from the previous question, that we are talking about the sample size. So if now we have NC, NR, NW, and so on, it means that you are talking about the sample size stratum, or the stratum size, the sample size. So, which now they call it NI. Let me show you the formula, the one that I'm talking about. This is the formula that you guys are going to use. Is it supposed to be here? The one with the NI. Yeah, this one. So this is the formula that you guys are going to use. Some they say capital letter NI divided by capital letter N is equal to small letter NI divided by small letter N. You can either use this formula, this one number 1, or use number 2. This one is the same thing if you decide to use the one. So this is the formula that we're going to use. So NI, remember I said is the sample size of the stratum. Capital letter NI. The minute you want a capital letter N with the I, or they can just put any letter C depending on the stratum set that they're dealing with, but it's the population size of that stratum. But the one with the capital letter N without the I and so on, that's the population size, where you add all your population stratum size. Then you know small letter N, we are talking about the sample size. So we are all following before we do the workings. All right, let's continue. Let's go back. You saw the formula. Let's do it now. Switch. Let me just do this. It's the question. This one here. So now they want us to calculate question 8. They want us to calculate the sample size. But the formula that I showed you, the one with small letter Ni, is equal to capital letter Ni divided by capital letter N multiplied by N. If you use that one, it's gonna give you at the end, you might end up making mistakes there because you are looking for small letter Ni. You're not looking for, or if you're looking for that NW, that one, yeah, we're going to use that formula, the first formula. So what you're now, we are going to use this one, capital letter I. You can also write down divide by capital letter N, which is equal to small letter Ni. and then divide by small letter n. We're going to use this formula. It's the same as that one, but the problem is the first formula, on that one, you are looking for NI, meaning we can use that one to find NW. But the question here, we are required to calculate the sample size, the small letter n. So we're going to substitute. What is capital? The question says sample size, which is this one here. Now we're going to substitute. Okay. Can you guys please mute your mic? Oh. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I was saying that now, capital letter N-I, we're going to check. We're going to use which one? Remember, we can't use the one for a wealth. Why? Because we don't have a sample size here. So it's either you can just choose between the two. Either you can use the one for the corporate and investment, or you use the one for the retail, because you already have the sample size Jawon, the sample datum size Jawon. So you're not going to use the one for NW because you're not given that sample stratum size. So we can just choose between the two. At the end, the answer will be the same for the small letter n. So which one do you guys want us to choose? Do you want us to use the one for investment or the one for retail? Which one do you guys want?
Investments.
Okay, let's go with the one for 74. Now let's substitute. So now capital letter I, since we chose investment, it's gonna be 221. Capital letter and I, it's gonna be 2, okay, 2 1, then 0 0 0, then divide by the population will be 448. So it's gonna be 448, then 0 0 0, which will be equal to small letter I. We're going to use this one of 74 since we chose the investment. 74, then divide by, do we know n? No, we don't know n. We're going to put that thing to say n. Now here, we're going to do cross multiply. Cross multiply like this. Use this one like this. We are going to do cross multiply this side. Now we're going to have what? I'm going to write it because I don't know if there's no space here. Okay, let me try to write it here, but there's no space. Let me try to use which document can I use to write that thing down so that you can all see. I'm going to use this one. Where is it? I'm going to use this document. Wait. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. So now let's see. So it was what? There was 221. There's 2. Let's go back to the question. There are 221. Okay. So 221, 221, okay, 0 0 0, okay, divide by 448. It's 448. What's happening here? Okay, 448, and then 0 0 0 like this. Then we said now for the NC, because we chose to use 74, which will be equal to n. Remember, we do what? Cross multiply. Then after doing a cross multiply like this and this side. So you're going to say 221 multiplied by n. Then you're going to get 22100n like this. Let me show what I'm talking about. So like this, you're going to have 221000n like this, which is equal to, can you guys multiply 74 by 448,000? 74 multiplied by 448,000 and tell me the answer.
33,152,000.
Okay, 33, okay, 152, and then 000. Now we need n, so we're going to divide both sides by 221. So 221000, and then the other side 221000, so that we can cancel out this one. Then let's find n. So substitute this on a calculator and let's get the value of n. So that was question 8. Let's find the value of n. So what is the value of n? How much are you guys getting on a calculator?
Can you please go back to the question paper?
This
I'm
one.
getting 150.
Yeah.
150.
The answer is equal to
150.
150. So
Okay.
N will be equal to 150. So you can also use this one, the retail, ne? But when you use the retail, same thing. When you use the retail, instead of 221, you're going to use 141. No, we're going to use 86,000. You're going to say 86,000 divided by 448,000, which is equal to 29 divided by n. You do cross multiply that, you get the same answer. The answer you're going to get 150. So this is the method that you use here. It's the method. So any questions? Okay, so all you guys now you understand the question. Eh? All right. Okay. Use this one. Okay, that was question 8. Remember, if you don't understand, please use that emoji of reason up hand so that you can go back and discuss the question. So let's go to question 9. This one is easy. Question 9. Calculate the wealth sample size. This one is easy. Now with this one, use that formula. Use this formula. It's n, because they just said NW, ne? So which is equal to capital letter N with this one, W like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this one. I can just do it like this. The formula, I'm using the first formula now, and then divide by capital letter N and multiply by the sample. So there's a reason why they started by saying calculate the sample size, because they know you can't get question 9 without getting question 8 correct. If you get question 8 wrong, if you say the N is equal to 140 for AG, obviously you're going to use it on question 9 for substitution, because you're going to use this formula. Again, it says Ni is equal to capital letter Ni divided by capital letter N multiplied by N. So make sure that after, you know what you can do to make sure that your formulas are correct. After getting that N, the small letter N, you know what you're going to do. Let's get this one. I'm going to show you the method. Again, now we know that, okay, for N, we got 150. We want to test everything, because when you add all of them, they can give you 150. So it's either we can use this method, this one, number 1, or we say we use this one. Let's see. But at the end, you're going to get the same answer. So I have 2 methods. Method number 1, we're going to substitute. Okay, we need the small letter NW. I'm just going to say, which is equal to the NW, it's what? 14100. 141,000 divide by 448, and then 4,8,000, like this, and then multiply by N, which is 150. So yeah, can you all substitute this on a calculator and tell me the answer?
47.
Okay, the answer you got 47, like this. Okay, this is method 1, our method number 1. Let's go to method number 2. Method number 2, since I have 74 here, I have 29 here, and I have 150. Meaning 150 total sample size. So I can say that, okay, okay, let me just delete this one. Okay, we'll see. So I can say 150, since is the total, is equal to 74, because I have 74 and 29 plus the small letter NW, like this one. Then I'm going to find now the small letter NW, like this. So I'm going to say now 150 is equal to, please find 74 plus 29. 74 plus 29. Check the answer.
It's 103.
Okay, 103, 103, and then plus the small letter NW, like this. Okay, now we are looking for what? Small letter NW, which is equal to, you take this, you can also take this 103, you put it this side. Now it's positive. When you put it this side, it's going to be negative. So it's going to be negative 103 plus 150. And then the answer you're going to get 47 here. 47. Or you can take 150, you put it this side, yeah, this one. But if you take this one and put it this side, it's going to be negative. So take this 103, put it this side. You over minus 103 plus 150. Then the answer is 47. So this is method number 2, this one. So it's either you can use this one or you use the second method. So yeah. So any questions? Any questions? So you're all fine, eh? You all understood question 9. All right. Okay, let's look at question 10. This one is theory questions. Remember, you guys on your side, you'll do the theory questions then. If you don't understand, please, you can just take a picture, then you send it to me on WhatsApp, or you can also send it to one of the admins in the group. So yeah, let's continue. This one is theoretical questions. So let's see. Question 11. Okay, the height of 200 students from a class of 800 students were measured during a lecture. Here's the keyword. Let me show you. Use Sttn's rule to determine the number of classes. Let me just use a different one. Just use this one. Yeah, let me just use Sttn's rule here to determine the number of classes here, which should be used when constructing frequency table. I believe that this is chapter 3 now. I believe you guys did chapter 3. So which formula are you going to use for this rule? K is equal to, let's write it down. K is equal to, anyone?
1 plus
Okay,
1,4
1.4
lim into
E.
n.
Yeah.
to n. See, you guys now are prepared. Okay, now here's the question now. What is the value of n, the small letter n? The value that we're going to substitute here. 1 plus 1.4 and then in n. So what are you going to put here inside the bracket for small letter n?
200.
So you all agree that you are going to use 200.
Yes.
Yes, because it's the sample.
Okay, correct. Yeah, that is correct. 200. And then the answer, you're going to get 8.41. 417 something, 76. That's going to be 418. Ne? Now, with regards to the number of classes, let's say, for example, we got the answer as 8.5, maybe 522 something. As long as maybe 8.5, the answer, you round it to whole number, which will be 9. But if it's 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, you don't round it off. You just take it as it. Because also when you look at the multiple choice, you'll be guided by looking at the multiple choice answers. So, but if it was maybe, let's say, for example, 8.6, 8.7, 8.8, 8.9, you round it off to whole number. That's why here they want to confuse you by saying 8.418, b it's 9. So you can't say it's 9 because we can't round it off since it's 8.4. You can only round it off if it
8.5.
if it starts from 8.5, 8.5, 8.6, 8.7, 8.8, and 8.9. Please be careful of this, because you will end up saying that the answer is 9. You can't round. If it's 8.1, 2, 3, 4, don't round it off. You just take it as 8. Or look at the answers, you take it as the way you want to look on, which is 8.418. So you're all on the same page. Right, so that was question 11. So any questions? Okay, let's look at this one. Use the following information to answer question 12 to question 14. Okay, this is chapter 3. You know, that's what I'm saying, that you make sure that you understand chapter 2 and 3, because on Friday, you guys will be doing chapter 4. And now it's very important to make sure that you understand chapter 3 because it's a continuous. If you don't understand chapter 4, it's going to catch up with you on chapter 5. If you don't understand chapter 5, then it's going to be a problem. So make sure that for the first last test, get good marks, even the quizzes, then so that you can get a good participation mark. So that you guys qualify with 70%, 80%, 85%, even 90%. We don't want to see you guys failing this module. It's one of the easiest module.
Mhm.
The problem is you want to do things in last minute. So I sent you a message last week to say that make sure that you prepare. If you don't understand, reach out to student assistants, because we are here to help you guys. That's our job. So let's continue. So this is our height. We're given the intervals, the height in centimeter. We're also given the frequency. So look at this question mark here, like this one. Let's see. Question 12. Calculate the missing value in the frequency table. Here it is. Calculate the missing value. We can see that the answer is 18 because, like I said, all the question paper that the lecturer have uploaded on eFund, it's question paper as the memo one. So I don't have the hard copy where you guys won't be able to see the answer. So one thing I like about calculation is that they can give about this thing because we are also given a memo. You can see that the answer is 18, but how did they get 18? Same applies to the previous question that we've been doing. So calculate the missing value in the frequency table. Okay, how do you get this one? Because remember, I can't be like saying, okay, you're going to use this method without us discussing the method, so that even others, those who are here to ask questions, they can also, and then they can also understand.
Yes.
Which method do you guys are going to use here to get the frequency, to get that missing value there? Anyone? Anyone? I know some of you guys here, you know the methods, but maybe you are shy to ask or to tell others that method. So you all don't know the strategy that we are going to use.
Can we see the question?
This one, calculation 12, calculate the missing value in the frequency table. They're talking about this missing value here. Our question is that we are given the height in centimeter. We're also given the frequency. So they want us now to get the question mark. So now I'm saying, before I give you guys the methods, I want us to discuss so that you can all understand, because I can't just come here and say, okay, guys, question 14 or question 12, the answer is A, or what, without you guys understanding which method to use, or maybe for discussion. So anyone? So this one. For us to find the missing value in the frequency table, and we are not given the graph. When we get this, we are not given the graph. Because when you're given the graph, we can use the intervals there to find that unknown frequency. So which method do you guys are going to use here on this question? Okay, to give you guys a hint, the method of cumulative frequency. We're going to use the method of cumulative frequency on this question. On this one. So, okay, let's see here on the information. Okay, from question 12 to question 14. Yes, from question 12 to question 14. So let's add the capital letter F here. Okay, like this. Okay, let me just put it like this. This is our cumulative frequency. Okay, so what will be the first cumulative frequency for this one?
5.
Okay, this is going to be 5. Okay, Then now, what will be the second one? You know the method we normally use for the cumulative frequency. Ne? The first one is 5 because even the frequency was 5. So what will be the one for the second one?
27.
27, because you're going to say 22 plus 5. 27. And then what about the third one?
52.
Okay, 52. Then what about the second one?
61.
61. Okay, then now here's the thing. If now you can't get the fifth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can't get the fifth one because you're gonna say 61 plus, if it was maybe x, 61 plus x, then it's not gonna be easy for you to solve that. So let's try to convert from
Okay.
the
Or can
cumulative.
we say 31 times x?
Yeah, it's still fine. If you can say, come again, you're saying?
31 times x.
Okay, let's see. 31 times x.
Yes.
Okay, if it's 31 times x, I can just say 31x.
Okay.
Okay, 31x. Okay. Then how are we going to solve it to get the unknown?
Are we not going to say x times 3 on the following one?
Which one? This one.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying we should write x times 3. This is something that I want to see. That is better if you, like we discussed the way we're doing, so that to make sure that you all understand. You're saying it's gonna be x times
31 times x, and then on the following one, it's going to be x times 6.
okay, x times 6. Okay, you are saying here it's gonna be 31x, and on the other one it's gonna be x times 6.
Yes, I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just suggesting, and then you can correct me.
Right, 31x. Okay, and then 6x, because you said 6 multiplied by x. So even
Yes.
if we used, even if we use this one, still it's gonna be a problem because now it's not gonna be easy for you to find the unknown.
Okay.
Yes, so it's not gonna be easy for us to find the unknown. So if now it's not going to be easy for us to find the unknown, okay, let's do it like this. Because there's something that I want to show you guys so that you can be able to realize, or yeah, when it comes to statistics, you're talking about what? Okay, 61. I agree, know that with the cumulative frequency, it's
So
fine.
can I ask something?
Okay,
For the first cumulative frequency, it's 5, right? And then we said 5 plus 22, we got 27. Then we must say 27 plus 30, right?
yes, to get 52.
No, 27 plus 30 is not 52, it's 57.
Someone will give me a wrong answer. Because now you guys were the ones who were calculating. So you guys maybe you gave me the wrong answers. Okay. So, but the second one is 27. Eh?
Yes, 27 plus 30 is 57.
57. Someone says 57. Then 57 plus 31.
It's 88.
Okay, 88. Okay. Now, here, for us to find this one, again now, let's try to convert from the cumulative to the frequency. If I say from here, if I say 88 minus 57, because I need a number here. I need a number because here I have 6. So if I have 6 this side, and also I need a number here. Once I get this number, then I can be able to say, like, for example, if you say 88 minus 57, you're going to get 31 here. If you say 57 minus 27, you're going to get 30. It's when you move from cumulative to back to the frequency. Then 27 minus 5, you're gonna get 22. Then you repeat the 1 and 5. Ne? So we need this one. So we can't jump here. We go straight to say no, 88 plus 6. You know that's gonna give you 94 for EG. 94, like this. Then you say maybe 94 94 minus 6 is still going to give you 88. So if you look at this question, you will see that something is wrong. So I want you guys to tell me that thing. That's why if it happens that you write class test 1, class test 2, class test 3, or class test, because you're going to have what class test, you end up seeing the thing that I'm talking about. So I want you guys to look at the question again to say that, okay, something is missing and it's what? When you look at the question. So maybe I can give you guys 2 minutes. So what do you think it's missing here on this question? On this question here, the question 12. What's
The total number of lemmas.
Which is small letter n. Okay. I'm glad that you saw it, which is small letter n. That is missing. So now, if now again we check, the thing is, you can't get the missing frequency while you don't have the value of n. Or if we were given the relative frequency, then yes, it was going to be for us to get the value of n, because with the relative frequency, it was going to be with the f divided by n. And let's say you're given a relative frequency for a certain frequency, maybe 5 or 22, then you substitute, you put that frequency, then you do cross multiply, you solve for n. So it's going to be better that way. But now you don't have n, you don't have the graph where you look at the intervals. You also don't have the relative frequency. You also don't have the cumulative relative frequency. So, meaning there's something wrong with the question. They were supposed to give us the value of n, because you see the following data represent 7 grade learners. Grade 7 learners from Maikene Primary School. So you can't guess who we are going to use which one. So you can see that. That's why I said I want you guys to look at the question and check. So you're not given n, you're not given the relative frequency, you're not given the cumulative relative frequency. So yeah, you can't get the missing value. You can't guess. Or let's say, for example, even if you guess, you say that, okay, you're going to take 18 and then you put 18 here. When you add all of them, how will you know that that value of n is correct? Because you're not given here. You're not also given the thing. You're also not given the cumulative relative frequency, like I said, the relative frequency. So meaning here they were supposed to give us at least maybe a graph. If not a graph, because when I don't remember when we are given a graph, let me show you, that's what I'm saying. They're supposed to give you a graph for the value of n. That graph agreed something like this. You guys know that the last part here, it's when you're going to get n. You know that one, on this graph. Or you all don't know what I'm talking about. On this last part, when you're given your numbers here, like the values and so on, if they give you this and then they like find the value of n, the random sample size, this is how you're going to get it here on the last part here, which maybe it's going to be, let's say 30 here or any value. That's how you get your n. But you are not given that. You're also not given the n, because if you're given the n, you're going to say that that n is equal to, we add this 5 plus 22 plus 30 plus 31 plus this unknown plus 6. We can call this unknown the value of a, plus a and then 6. Then we're going to say plus then that value of a, which is the unknown. We added 5, 22, 30, 31, and 6. We get the answer. Then it's also going to be easy for us to solve this, because once, let's say I have the answer here, I also have the n, then I can solve for a, to say a is equal to this answer minus that one, or this answer plus that one. Then it's going to be that way. So yeah, so there's something wrong with the question. Like I said, they were supposed to give us n or that thing a graph. So yeah, so if it's like this, then it's either they deduct that thing, that question 12, and then yeah, but out of, I don't need to have out of how many questions. Let me just check. Gonna be out of questions. Out of 18. Yeah, out of 18. Maybe it's gonna be out of 17. but remove that one, or they just give you guys that 2 marks. Yeah. So any questions before we continue to question 13? But you also what I'm talking about, ne?
Please like explain again because I'm a bit lost. How did you get to conclude the answer was 18?
No, here we are saying that we're not sure that the answer is 18 because we can't guess. You know why? We are not given n. I got yes, the question about the unknown frequency, which is this one, a question mark. But the thing is, looking at this information, you are not given n, number one. Number two, you are not given the graph. Actually, you know that with the graph, with the cumulative frequency polygon graph, for you to get n, you look at the last line. We're one of this one. That's when you're gonna get your n like this. I think the lecturer showed you this thing. So we are not given either the two. Like we can see, there's no n where they see that the number of those learners is maybe 200 or maybe 250. You're not given that. Even the graph, you're not given the graph. So you can't find the frequencies that are known. Because even when we try to use the method of the cumulative, there's no option where like, or maybe solution. So that's why I'm saying that question 12, there's something wrong with the question 12. So yeah, it does happen. Ne? And if you guys don't notice or it was a mistake, and if you live in the lecture, maybe as I noticed it was a mistake, then they're just gonna count out of 18. That's 36 because each is 2. But if they notice there was something wrong with this, you can all see, or can maybe someone here can just give the method. But can you guys all see like what I'm talking about already? The reason why we say that we can't get that unknown frequency because of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's because of that's why we jumped
if, for
this.
example,
Oh, you're saying?
So then the exam would be, so they're going to exclude that question when they calculate
Yeah, maybe
marks.
maybe I think they it's either they're going to remove that question or they give you guys free 2 marks. Because I remember it was I don't remember it was which year. I don't remember if it was 2024. I think it was 2024. Yeah, between 2024 and 2023. Yeah, there was this question paper. I'm not sure it was which test 3 or which. There was a lot of mistakes, So there's going to be people complaining about. So it does happen, or only questions about the mistakes. So that's why you should be careful of that. Like when you see that the question doesn't make sense and you discuss with your classmates after the test, after the exam, and you don't reach a solution, then there's a mistake with the question, and you have to tell the lecturer, or there's a mistake with 1, 2, 3. They can also have a look at that question, and then it's either they remove that question, then this the whole thing account out of 17, or they give you guys free 2 marks. So yeah. So it's like that. So yes, any questions? All right, let's continue. Let's go to question 13. So calculate the corresponding cumulative frequency for the boundary less than 30. Let's do this. Already we have the answer because we are busy with the cumulative. Né? Let's look at this. Let me just split this so that we can get what we call the class boundaries. How do we get the class boundaries for this one? For this one, you see this 100 here. For the class boundary, I can just say class boundary CB. This one will be less than 100. And then this one will be less than 110. And this one will be less than 120. This one will be less than 130. And this one will be less than 140. And this one will be less than 150. This is how you get your class boundaries. How do you get them? The last number here, that's your class boundary. This one, this one, this one, and this one, this one. This one, that's how, because now, the reason I'm showing you guys this, because they can give you the class boundaries, they give you the cumulative frequency. Now, they tell you to calculate the frequency for that last boundary of less than 120, and you'll be like, oh, there's something wrong with the question, or I forgot the method. And then we come and say, no, this is how you do it. So we look at all the possibilities to make sure that you guys are prepared for the test. So this is how you get the class boundaries. If they give you a class boundary of less than 100 or less than 110, less than 120, already you know the method you're going to use. And we were busy discussing how do you move from the cumulative to frequency. Like what you also know. And this is it's very important to make sure that you master this, because chapter 4, they're gonna give you the class boundaries like this, they give you the cumulative, and they tell you to calculate the mean. And you'll be like, oh, then you use the cumulative frequency to calculate the mean, and it's wrong because you have to use the frequency. But we are not yet there on that chapter. You'll see when we do the chapter. So what will be the answer? Because already I think it's there. For a group for less than 130 correspond with 88. Can you all see? It correspond with 88. Our answer. Because they want you to calculate the cumulative. The first number will be 5. 5 plus 22, 27. 27 plus 30, 57. 57 plus 31, 88. And it corresponds with less than 130, the one that we're talking about. So the answer here will be 88. This one. So yeah, any questions? So you're all fine now. Any questions? Okay, then let's move to the next question. What was question 13? See here. Okay. Now question 14. Okay. What percentage of learners with a height of less than 120 centimeter? Like this one. We know that the minute they mention a percentage, we have to divide by n. Now it's a problem. Okay, I'll show you. Some of you know already. I think you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it's going to be a problem, because it's like
Because we don't have the n.
Exactly. Yes, we don't have the n, and remember you can't guess. I gotta remember on that question 12. Remember what I said? There was a problem with the n. It's either they give you the n or they give you the relative frequency. Number one, they give you the n. Number two, if they don't give you the n, they must give you the relative frequency. Maybe to one of the frequencies here, then you can calculate the n. Or they give you the graph, you can be able to find the n. But if it's like this, there's no solution where we can, that the method that we can use. If you guys, you can also try with AI. It's gonna give you something else. So that no, A is equal to what, the unknown is equal to what, your one. So here, also, this one is out. We know the strategy that we can use, but the problem is the n. Because I can't say, okay, let's assume that n is equal, the frequency is equal to 18, and then we add 5 plus 22 plus 30 plus 31 plus 18 plus 6. I can give you the method. As long as we know this unknown, to say that it's 18, we can put 18 there, then we add all of them, whether we look at the question where they say it's less than. But the thing is, we don't have n. So do you want us to use 18? We do the question and you see how to solve the question, or you want us to leave it to leave this one and continue with question 15? Which method do you guys want us to do?
Can we please use the n? Although oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay, sorry about it. Can we please use the n, the 18? Because I'm trusting that maybe on the next paper we will be provided the n, the sample number.
Yeah, but if it happens that you guys are not given, like you just feel, if it happens that they repeat the same question but it's different scenario, and then you see that you only have n, you already know there's a problem with the question. Okay, so we just want to assume that we are going to use 18, and then okay, let's put 18 here. So let's try to add. Now add 5 plus 22 plus 30 plus 31 plus 18 plus 6, so that we can get the value of n for this one.
I get 111.
Okay, it's 111. Okay, so we know that for the percentage, we are going to divide by 111 multiplied by 100. So we need what? The frequency here. Let's check. What percentage of learners with a height of less than 120 centimeter? Let's see. Less than 120. So which frequency are we going to take? Of less than 120. Because at the end now, some method where you can add your frequencies for you to get the answer. So if they say less than, if we check, okay, let's start from, let me just remove this so that you can all see. Let's remove this one here and this one. I think here. Let me use the black one, not this one. Okay, let's see. They said less than 120 centimeter. Okay, so now look at the one. We have 90 to 100. So do you think that less than 120, it falls under 90 to 100? Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Yes, because they said less than 120. Even 90 is there, even 100 is there. What? So we're gonna take this one. What about 100 and 110?
Yes.
Okay, even this one is included. Then what about 110 and 120?
It is included also.
Okay, then which is 30. So now we have 5, 22, and 30. We have 3 frequencies, which is when you add all of them, they will give you 57. And now, if you say now 50, agree we have 5, 22, 30. We're going to write it here to say 5 plus 22 and then plus 30. We divide by 111 and then you multiply by 100, which I think the answer you're going to get 51%. But just please verify.
Sorry, I get
Yes, it's
112.
correct.
You're getting
12 instead of 111.
111.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
112.
that's the correct answer.
So, because someone gave me the answer saying it's 111.
Yes, I did get the answer of 111. And also when I divide by 111 multiply by 100, I get 51,35.
Okay.
I think there's an error there in your calculations.
Which one? The one who gave you the answer?
Yeah, the 111.
Okay. I get it. We said the missing is 18. You put 18
Yes.
here. So if you add 5 plus 22 plus 30 plus 31, 18 plus 6, how much are you guys getting?
112.
Okay, so N, it's 112. 112. So it means here we're going to divide by 112 for this one. 112. Then you should be able to get the correct answer. Just
Oh
please
yes,
verify.
guys, you guys are correct. I also got the 112 just now.
All right. Okay, then for this one, you all got 51%, ne?
Yes.
When you round it off, you're going to get 51%.
We round it up.
Yeah, then you're going to get 51%. But now, okay, let's just be honest. You see that if you were writing this test, you're not going to answer question 12 and 14. Only 4 marks.
Yes,
So either they remove 2 questions
due to the error.
or they give you guys 4 marks. Which is not easy for... Let me just keep quiet. So it's between the two. Either they remove 2 questions or they give you guys free 4 marks. And now the solution will be what? Remove the 2 questions and then the test will count out of 17 or 18. Let me check. Then the test will count out of 16. Out of 16. No, out of 16 questions. So we can just say 16 multiplied by 2, which is each. So just we just count out of 32. But make sure when you are dealing with the calculations, analyze the question. Now I always tell my students, make sure that whatever that you are doing, you also understand. Okay, I understand what I'm doing. Okay, this one and this one, I'm going to use this method. then that's how you pass the module. Like that's how you enjoy the module. So yeah. And let's look at this one. This is the graph that I'm talking about, the cumulative frequency pool. They were supposed to give you this graph. If they don't give you n, they were supposed to give, because with this one, remember what I said, the last part here, that's how you're going to get the n. So the n will be equal to 50. They were supposed to give you this, or they were supposed to give you the n. So let's see. So the following cumulative frequency polygon, okay, presents the amounts, okay, in rands of electric bills for July 2013 for a sample of 50. Well, one of this one, they told you 50 families. Even if, let's say, they didn't give you the value of n, and it happens that there's a question or they wanted to calculate something, you can just go to the graph. You know how to get the n. You get this method. Start right here. That's how you're going to get the n. This one. I was talking about this method here. And here we're not given any of that. So yeah. So let's see. Okay, you see, what is the sample size of the given polygon? Already you can see it's 50. You can all see. So that's how they got 50 for question 15. Then question 16. Okay. Now estimate the amount of electric bills between 40 and 110. Let's look at this one. Now, do you see that? You see, when I was saying that, guys, make sure that you understand this thing of cumulative frequency. What is the thing, man? What is it? The boundary, the class boundaries. Make sure that you understand the class boundary. If they say less than 100, less than 110, less than 120, less than 130, and so on. Now here, this cumulative frequency polygon, when you look at this, it's in terms of the class boundaries. The question is, can you convert them to the frequency? I mean, to the intervals. Yes, we can convert them. And when you look at this side, they gave you the cumulative frequency, the capital letter F. You're not given the frequency. So let's see. So if they say greater than 0, they use term greater than 0, greater than 40, greater than 80, 120, 160, and 200. Here they said between 40. They want you to estimate between 40 and 110. So if we are dealing with 22, we're going to start with the one for 40. We get that answer. We go to the one of 110. We get the answer. Then after getting those answers, then you can say this one minus the other one, because you're dealing with between. Then that's how you're going to get your answer. You're going to start with the one for 40. We get the amount of electric bills. Yeah, between 40 and the other one for 110. So let's see. So let's for estimation, it says for 40, we have 40 and 110. So let's check. Because it's the amount of electric bill. Ne? So let's use 40. Let's use greater than 40. So if we use greater than 40, which value are you going to choose here? Because you can see that, okay, they used 5 for 40. Can you all see?
Yes.
Okay, they used 5. Ne? Okay, then what about 110? Let's look at the one for 110. So here I have 120. And here I have 80. So what will be this value here for estimation? For this one. Again, now I have 0, then I have 40. And then here for estimation, this one is 40, greater than 40. So what do you think here we can put? Do you put 70? Do you put 75? Or for this one?
60.
60.
Okay, someone say 60. Okay, then what about this one?
100.
Okay, if we put 100, then now we want 110. So where can we put the one for 110?
In the middle.
You can say maybe it's somewhere here. Okay, let me just try to do the thing because it's not drawn to scale. Maybe it's somewhere here. And then we're gonna take which value? Gonna take which one? Can we take that one of 30? Yeah, because Zilan is 32. So yeah, we can take maybe the one of I think you can take the one of,
29.
I had someone say 29. I had someone saying we are going to take
30.
20.
Yes, it's 29. Is it not
Yeah, we can
30?
use 29.
Okay, okay, you guys are saying for 400 and okay, for 110, you are saying we must use 29. Because now it will be better when you use a ruler, because I can be given like a hard copy, so it will be better if you use a ruler. So you are saying 29, and I had someone saying you're going to use what?
30.
80. Okay. And then another one?
28.
28. Okay. Let's see. So remember, the 1 year 40 already we know. We're going to use 5. Ne? Then this one, because you can use a ruler for estimation. Ne? Use a ruler. Now we know that if 40, we're going to use the 1 year 5. At the end, we must use the minus symbol. Ne? So as we're going to minus 5 by 5, we need the 110. Ne? Let's start with the 1 year 30. So if you say 30 minus 5, how much are you getting on your calculator? If you say
25.
30, you are getting 25, ne? And it's not here. That's why they say you must estimate. So 25 is not here. If you use 30, so you're not gonna use this one. Okay. Use 29. How much are you getting when you use 29?
24.
24.
Okay. If you use 29, you are getting 24, right? Which is this one, because you are going to say 110 is for 29. Then you say 29 minus that, because they said between. So 29 minus 5, and then you're going to get 24. So it's estimation. I want that's why you have to be careful, because that's why they say estimate. So obviously we can say 110 has to be somewhere here, and maybe it's gonna be somewhere like here, because this is 21. If it's, I can date it somewhere here. Let me just draw it. Date it somewhere here. So already cover. I think if it's like this, here they can use 110. Sure, but for estimation, so yeah, you must be careful with this kind of questions. Then the answer you're gonna get 124.
May I please ask, won't there be any situation whereby 2 answers are provided?
Unless if maybe there's a mistake. If maybe there's a mistake, yeah. If there's a mistake with the question, yeah. But if it happens that maybe you say this one minus this one, and you get, maybe let's say you get 24, and the other one maybe you're getting 27, then you should look deeper and check, okay, if I estimate like correctly, because it's about you estimating, then you estimate there, then I think you should be able to get the correct answer. Unless if maybe there's something wrong with the question or what. So yeah. So yeah, any questions? Okay, then let's look at question 17. Question 17. Okay. 50 people were asked how many times per week they visit the gym. Oh, okay, the following data was gathered. Also given, okay, the gym visits 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 5. Okay. 3, 6, 14, 14, 10, 5. Now, okay, if a pie chart is constructed for this data, determine the size of the angle. You see, the minute you see this, our pie chart, we know that we know a pie chart. The revolution of a pie chart, 360 degrees. You're going to multiply by 360 degrees. I'm going to show you the method. So, of the angle associated with 2 visits. So now you go here. 2 visits, get this one, because get the gym visits. The frequency on it's 14. 14. So we need n. When already we are told n is equal to 50. So now for us to get the answer, we want to say that 14 here, 14, we divide it with the 50. But because they said they want the size of the angle, multiply by 360. The minute they mention that if a pie chart is what, calculate the size of the angle. multiply by 306. Obviously, you take your frequency, you divide it by the total number of the frequencies, you multiply it by 360. Then you should be able to get the correct answer. So can you please substitute this on a calculator and tell me the answer?
It's in 100,8.
So how much are you guys getting?
Sorry, can you please go back to the question? I just want to see where does the n come from? Because when I calculate let me calculate. Oh, okay, we're given. Sorry.
Yeah, but also verify 3 plus 6 plus 14, 14 plus 10 plus 5.
Now I get 52 when I calculate them.
See what these people are doing.
Same.
Pella, okay, it's fine. You're getting 52, ne? Pella, you can't say 50 people were asked, okay, how many times per week they visit the gym? But then, because the frequency was supposed to be 50. But then when we calculate, you get 52. So that's why you see, it's one of those things that I was talking about, one. So that's why every time, even if they give you n, just verify by when you check here, this one plus this one plus this one. So it's 52. So yeah, now substitute 52 here. So it's gonna be 14 divided by 52 and then multiply by 360. Then you check the answer.
The
If I
answer
may please
says
ask,
96
So you guys are getting 96.
or 97 if you round
97.
it.
If you round it up, it's 96.92.
Okay. Okay, let me just verify something on my side. But because this is the method that you guys are going to use, because for the number of visits for 2 associated with 2 visits, get this one, get 14, and then you divide it by the total, you multiply by the revolution, which is 360. Okay. Just want to check something. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. I like to deal with the question paper where we are dealing with the errors, which is something else. Because you saw the first error here, 50 people. Look at this one. I just want to show you something. Okay. Okay. June 2013 for a sample of 50 families. Okay, even when we check it's 50. But here they're saying 50 people were asked, okay, how many times per week they visit. So N was supposed to be 50 here. N was supposed to be 50. But you can also see what I'm talking about now. Can you all see what I'm talking about?
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so because I want you guys to be aware of the mistake that they make. So N was supposed to be 50, but when you add 3 plus 6 plus 14 plus 14 plus 10 plus 5, you are getting 52. Okay. Just want to check something because the size of the angle you're going to use. So yeah, even this one, something wrong with the question. This is something else.
Either way, the question was wrong because even if you use 50, it still doesn't make sense. The
Exactly.
answer.
Even if we use 52, you are not getting the answer. Okay, I just want to, because question 18, it's this one is the last question. If you read this one, but I want to show you guys something with this one. The size of the angle. Let me check code 2023, just something quickly before we're gonna end this. I just want to show you guys something. If it is that question was there, code 2023. Just want to show you something. So you guys should be careful of this kind of mistakes. Yeah, you see this one, the one that you guys were doing in class on Friday, ne? Yeah, you see it was there on 2023 question paper where you have to find this one and so on. But okay, let's look at the thing. There's something that the size of the angle. Yeah, this one. You see, calculate the size of the angle in the pie chart. We said we multiply by 360. Let's look at this one if there's no mistake. Let's see. We're using the same method, ne? Okay, Group A would like to include a pie chart in their report to show their findings. They have, however, forgotten how to construct a pie chart. Now you must calculate the size of the angle in the pie chart for the category of students who spend less than half an hour daily on iFundi. Okay, let's look at our thing. This is the time spent daily on iFundi. So now here's the thing. What is less than half an hour? Anyone? Yes.
Less than 30.
Less than 30, ne?
Yes.
Which will be the first one.
Yes.
Okay. Which now we're under the number of the students we are going to take 5. Okay. So now also this one we have to find n. Okay. Let's just solve this question. So that I want to show you something with regards to the thing of the size of the angle. Let's just find the n because we need n. So let's see. So here on this question, we have 0 to 30, 30 to 6. Those are the time spent daily on iFundi. Now, for us to get n, we need this one. But look at this one. It's always interesting. Why? We're given the relative frequency. So if I'm given the relative frequency, I can just say R is equal to
F
divided by n. You see? Then I can just choose here. Obviously, I'm going to choose the one where I have the frequency. This one, or I can choose the one here, 20. So between the two, let me just choose the one at 0.4. 0.4, which is equal to, what is the F? 20. 20 divided by n. Let me just put this whole thing here so that we can all see. So 0.4, which is equal to this. So cross multiply, then it's going to be 0.4n, n 0.4n, which is equal to 20. Ne? Then you want to divide both sides by 0.4 so that we can be able to get the value of n. And then 0.4. So how much are you guys getting? 20 divided by 0.4? 50.
50.
Okay, 50. You can also use 0.1 to say that 0.1 is equal to, you use the frequency of 5 divided by n. Cross multiply 0.1 n. N is equal to 5. And then you want to divide your 5 with 0.1. You're also going to get 50. So since we know that n is equal to 50, so now they said less than half an hour. We said it's 5. So 5 divided by total, which is 50, multiply by 360 degrees. And let's see. Let's see, where's that question? The size. Let's see. So it's going to be 5 divided by the total, which is 50, multiply by 360, because the revolution of the pie chart get 360 degrees. So put that on a calculator and then check the answer.
36.
Which is option D. This one was correct. So can you see the difference now when I was saying that question, the one that we're doing, it's wrong? Like there was something wrong with the question.
Yeah, sir, can you please go back to it and please just go through it and explain it again?
This one, this question? Okay.
Yeah, the previous one.
Okay. So more on this question. The question area, group A would like to include a pie chart, in their report to show their findings. Now they have, however, forgotten how to construct a pie chart. Now we must calculate the size of the angle in the pie chart. And remember what you say about the size of the angle? Use 360 degrees. That's the revolution of the pie chart. You multiply by 360. So it means always when you're given a question where they say you must calculate the size of the angle, you take your frequency, that frequency, like where they're going to give you the instruction on which frequency you're going to use, you divide it with the total frequencies, you multiply it by the revolution of the pie chart, which is 360. So now they said, okay, with the category of students who spend less than half an hour, then I asked you guys, okay, less than half an hour, we're talking about how many, like the minutes, when you're talking about the time, you're talking about what? You said it's 30, ne? Someone said 30. When we check here,
Yes, yes.
yes, it's 30. So if it's 30, it means that it's going to be less than even they even gave you a hint, less than half an hour. So it means get this one here, less than 30, less than half an hour, because we know that an hour is 60. So if they say less than half an hour, half year, that's 60, which is 30. So if you check, you're not going to use the cumulative because we need the frequency. You divide your frequency with the total. And we're like, okay, when we look at the question, like, hey, we are not given n, but we are given our relative frequencies. So it's either you can use the one of 0.1 or the one of 0.4. As long as you have the relative frequency that correspond with the one year, the frequencies, then we can get n. Then we used this method, we got 50, or this one, we also got 50. Then we said that 5 of our frequency, we divide it with the fifth of n, you multiply by 100, which is this one here. Then no, you multiply by 360 degrees because they want the size, the size of the angle in the pie chart. Then you'll get 36 degrees, which is option D. So to calculate the angle, the size of the angle in the pie chart, we say the frequency divide by n, then multiply by 360, like this. This is how you calculate the size of the angle. Oh yeah, any questions?
Can you please send us this question, this correct one in the group?
Which one? This one?
The one is.
Okay, okay, let me just take pictures. Do you guys want us to send you guys the table as well?
Yeah, the PDF.
Question paper, please.
You want the question paper, ne?
Yes.
Okay, let me just, if you just send it in the group. 2023.
Actually, you said that the recording you'll share it on your YouTube channel.
Yes, and then I will send you guys the link.
All right.
Yeah. So okay, before you guys leave the meeting, ne? Okay, I would like you guys to do this, ne? Because don't focus more on the calculations. Also, do the theoretical questions. So on your side, you guys will do question 6. You will do question 7. You can do the whole question paper, but not on my side. I want you guys to do the calculations, ne? You just do the questions still already involve the calculations. And if you're struggling, then you can send it to one of the group admins, or you can send it in the group. You guys can help each other, or you can send it to me, then I can assist you. So yeah, then I'm gonna share this question paper in the group name. Let me just check now. This one, just save it now, send it now in the group. So yeah, do you guys have any questions? All right, so yeah, I think you guys now you are prepared for tomorrow's test, ne? Or you're not prepared now. Okay, just done it. All right, I'm gonna send it now in the group. Oh, I saw someone reacting. Okay, so yeah, that will be the end of our session. Then I'm gonna share the question paper in the group. 2023. So yeah, and good luck, guys, ne, with the tomorrow's test, so that you get a distinction. Shiba. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Madam, if you question 80.
a ke la go itse thome ra go nna ke bone gore fihletse go 17 go 16 ah